behind the scenes, sleep, school, and study. Imagine. You are laying in your bed, getting ready to fall asleep after a fun weekend, and then you start thinking about the Monday ahead. You then realize you forgot to do an assignment due tomorrow. Stressed out, you get everything out to do the project and begin the long journey. You were doing it for 2 hours, which should have been 2 hours of you sleeping, preparing your body for the next day. You wearily get ready for school, and your mom drops you off. You can barely drag yourself to your first class, and when you do, you start to doze off. Wake up, your teacher snaps, jolting you from your nap. You instantly wake up and attempt to sit up straighter, but it's no use. You're already asleep again. This can happen to kids all around the world if they don't get enough sleep. The question is, which is more important, your schoolwork or your sleep work? Now picture this. You're in 9th grade and you're out with your friends. You're all laughing and having a great time when you get a text from your mom. Hi, hope you're having fun. Did you finish your homework? It then hits you, that math assignment that was assigned a few days ago. You did not finish it. Your friends see you hesitate. What is it, they ask. You can't tell them the truth, that you forgot your homework. Guessing your thoughts, your mother writes again. I'm coming to pick you up. I'll be there in 2 minutes. This can't be happening. All too soon, a black car pulls up. It's yours. Your friends look at you and ask again, what's going on? Would you dash to the car? Your assignment is too important? Or maybe stay with your friends? This assignment just isn't worth it. The question is, once again, which is more important? Your academics or social relationships? See, you might notice that in these scenarios and in real life, homework becomes a larger part of your schedule as you get older, and you also become more stressed as the homework level increases and sleep levels decrease as well. I'm sure we've all been comfortable lying in bed one morning, eager to miss school. You often ask yourself, do I have to go to school today? Sometimes preceded by the question, why? Forming the infinite riddle, why do I have to go to school today? We've all been told the answer, we have to learn and we have to go to school to do that. But sometimes we just have that one day where we can't imagine getting out of bed and going to school. We usually end up at our desks with our notebooks open anyways, despite our best efforts, but on these days, we often focus less. Here's the full explanation. Homework levels increase each year as you get older. This is a fact. If you look back, you'll notice that you had much less homework in elementary school than college, as this graph agrees with. Here are the levels of homework in grades 1 through 12. You can clearly see that first grade has less homework than 6th grade, and so on. In fact, you'll notice that you go to sleep later the older you get and the more homework you get. This is no coincidence. As you get older, your body tends to prefer to have later nights and later mornings to go along with it. School gets in the way of this. School can start as early as 7 o'clock and as late as 9:30. This is the average school starting time for U.S. public high schools. Notice how most schools start at 8:30 or even earlier. And with these varied starting times, you would think that some people have great nights of sleep, right? And they would, that is, if other factors didn't play into it as well. As you switch from elementary school to middle school or even high school to college, stress levels increase as well. It's just more pressure than we're used to. And then it is harder to sleep later at night because you've been getting older, and the cycle of studying, school, and sleep continues. As you can see here, this is the appropriate amount of sleep that children need. What we can undoubtedly gather from all this is that one thing is for certain. We need more sleep for our mental and physical health as well as our grades. Yet another problem about the sleep levels decreasing. The human mind does much better if it can fully recharge from a good night's rest. And we are getting less and less sleep as we get older, and then we can't focus in class because we lack sleep. Our grades can drop, which also provides a stress source for children. School officials might not realize it, but all these things can contribute to a big decrease in mental health. This cycle is causing our anxiety and stress levels to rise while our sleep levels plummet and our grades can suffer every single day from it. This issue is so colossal, you might think it's not at all possible to balance your stress, school, and study. But it is possible. Now imagine all schools starting 30 minutes later. If you're wondering what we could do about the government's law for our school hours, we could end school 30 minutes later to go along with it. We would move around activity times and it would really pay off in the long run for all of us. Now stop imagining. What if it was possible? If our parents and teachers will take a moment and look at the situation from our point of view, they will realize what I'm getting at with this idea. This idea would help our health, both mentally and physically, as well as our grades, futures, and stress levels. Just take a moment to step back and think about it. Would you rather go to school 30 minutes later? In fact, California has already done something that may be the start of a new age. They put a law in place that makes it mandatory for all schools to start no sooner than 8 o'clock, which is incredibly helpful to all children in California who now attend schools at a reasonable start time. And in 2022 or 2023, we're hoping that California will issue yet another law about school starting times. The new law would state that all schools have to start at 8:30 or later. This would be extremely helpful, and this is a law that should definitely exist, not just for California, but for all the schools in the world. The cycle would be so much better for all children. This idea may seem crazy, but it really isn't. It's just the idea of us kids receiving the sleep we deserve and the rightful grades to go along with it. Now be honest with yourself. Would you vouch for a law that helps children everywhere receive a great night and a great life? Thank you.